Hello, dear students. I welcome you all on behalf of Sri Jendra Rangjon classes. Dear student, we are going to continue today a new chapter of ecology, that is ecosystem. In previous chapter, that is organism of population, we have studied about too many things, and that is mainly necessarily a discussion around the organism and population. Now, in this, we are going to know about the ecosystem. So, as we know, wide range of living organisms are present on Earth's surface. And all living organisms, such as plants, animals, microorganisms, interact among themselves. They interact among themselves. Plant with the plant, animal with the animal, and microbe with the microbe. And plant, animal, and microbe along with each other. They also interact. And also with the surrounding physical environment and maintain a balance in nature. And this form of interaction with the environment and the associate different species of that community, it forms a self-sustaining or a functional unit of a living world, which is called an ecosystem. So if we define this ecosystem, we can call ecosystem is a is a self-sustaining or functional unit of the living world. That is ecosystem. And if we define ecosystem, then we can write that ecosystem is equal to biotic community plus abiotic factor. Okay, so that is the thing which is seen in case of the ecosystem. Thus, a ecosystem consists of interaction of biotic component comprising the living organism and the abiotic component comprising the physical factor like temperature, rainfall, wind, soil, and minerals. So, this biotic and abiotic organism are going to interact here. So, first in this ecosystem, we are going to discuss the types of ecosystem. Okay, and if we discuss the types of ecosystem, ecosystem varies greatly in size. We remember ecosystem varies greatly in size from small pond to a large forest to a large forest or a sea. And many ecologists regard the entire biosphere as a global ecosystem. So, entire biosphere is considered as global ecosystem on this earth. Since this system, that is a global ecosystem or entire biosphere, if we talk, it is a too much big and complex to be studied at one time. So to make the study easier, it is broadly divided into many categories. So if we talk about the categories of the ecosystem or the types of ecosystem, then the first talk that ecosystem are of two type, and in these two type, the first one is the terrestrial ecosystem. And another one are the aquatic ecosystem. The terrestrial ecosystem, if we talk, it occurs over land. It is found over land. It is present within the land. Then it is known as terrestrial ecosystem. And if we take example, then forest, grassland, and desert are considered as terrestrial ecosystem. But if we talk about aquatic ecosystem, it occurs in water bodies, and this aquatic ecosystem which occur in bodies, if we take example, they are pond, lake, river that is freshwater, then wetland, sea, estuaries have a salt water. Okay, so these are the two particularly types of ecosystem based on their occurrence where they are found. That is in this watery condition or on the soil. Based on that, they are divided into two types. Now, further, this ecosystem is also classified into two more categories, and that is based on human interference. And based on human interference, this ecosystem are classified into two groups, that is natural ecosystem and anthropogenic ecosystem. This anthropogenic ecosystem are also called as man-made ecosystem. So anthropogenic or man-made ecosystem are of two type of ecosystem. Now natural ecosystem, if we talk, it develop in nature, without human support. Without human support or interference. And if we take such examples of natural ecosystem, the examples include forest and marine ecosystem. Whereas if we talk about anthropogenic ecosystem or man-made ecosystem, here it is created and maintained by human being. And examples are crop fields, gardens, aquarium, and agriculture. This all are considered anthropogenic or man-made ecosystem because there is a human interference, but in natural ecosystem there is no human interference. In this agricultural part, if we talk here, it is also considered that agroecosystem or agriculture is the largest man-made ecosystem. Is the largest man-made ecosystem. So this is what a artificial ecosystem. Now we are going to note down characteristics of anthropogenic ecosystem. When we talk about characteristics of anthropogenic ecosystem or man-made ecosystem, it include first that the anthropogenic ecosystem do not possess or have self-regulatory mechanism. Self-regulatory mechanism. Second, the anthropogenic or man-made ecosystem have little diversity. They have too less diversity. Third, they have simple food chain. Fourth, they have high productivity. And they have little cycling of nutrient. Okay, so such a way the different type of ecosystem are seen. Now, if we talk about the ecosystem, these all are considered as a complete ecosystem. But if we talk about incomplete ecosystem, then it is known that incomplete ecosystem is an ecosystem that lack one or more structural component. And if we take an example of incomplete ecosystem, the examples include deep sea, then freshly formed rain, and water pond ecosystem. They are incomplete ecosystems. Now, after this, the types of ecosystem that we have discussed, we should understand that the first initially different terms are used for this ecosystem. And if we talk about the Tensley, then Tensley was the scientist who coined the term ecosystem and defined it as the sum total of interaction between living and non-living, means biotic or abiotic components which are capable of independent existence. Okay, that is the Tensley. And after this, some other terms used for ecosystem. So the some other terms used for ecosystem are. So we will be discussing the term and the name of the scientist who proposed it. So proposed by. So the term for the ecosystem which is used, that is biotic cynosus, and this term is used by C. Mobius. Second ecosystem is also known as microcosm, and this term is proposed by Forbes. Then C is geobiocenosis, and geocenobiosis term used by Sukhachev. And D is the Holocene term for ecosystem that is given by Frederick. So this is what we can say, the different types of ecosystem and what is ecosystem that we have discussed. Now we are going to discuss the abiotic and biotic component in the separate lecture. Okay, so this is all the introductory part of the types and what is ecosystem and what are the different terms used for this. Okay, I hope you understood this. Thank you.